end up performing better financially. There's more fairness and equity and better business outcomes. In fact, one study found that companies with the most gender diversity on their executive teams were 25% more likely to have above average profitability. But it's not just about women in the corporate office.
Yeah, Dr. Jessica Kriegel is a workplace culture expert. She joins us now to talk about how women are good for the bottom line. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so women in leadership is just one example, but in some cases you say women don't even have to be working for the company?
Not necessarily. Think of all of the influencers, the brand ambassadors, the collaborators, the thought leaders that are now being more and more filled by women that is making a big impact on business generally. Taylor Swift made the NFL $300 million, according to one study, and she just showed up and dated one of the players, right?
Yeah.
You think of someone like Mel Robbins, who's a thought leader and an author. She's empowering people to be more courageous. She just joined a board of Amplify Publishing, which is disrupting the publishing industry. So women are making an impact more than just being the CEO, which we're seeing more and more of now.
Hey, Doctor, what would you say that some women do differently than some men to make this impact?
I probably wouldn't say what women do differently than men because I don't want to stereotype, but being present is doing something differently because historically women have not been present in the boardroom, in CEO positions. And we believe that culture is based in experiences, and it is an experience as a young woman to join a company and see a woman leading that company. That makes me feel like I belong a little bit more. So it's not necessarily that women have to do something differently. It's that being there is the difference.
Okay, so a 2023 report from the World Economics Forum shows that women account for nearly 42% of the workforce, yet only 32% are in leadership roles. That's a drop from the year before. Why are we seeing these numbers go down?
Study after study shows that the home life balance with work life falls more and more challenging for women than it does for men. So what does that mean? 80% of single parents are women. And when there is a pay disparity in a home, and on average women are paid less than men, if you have to choose between one of the two parents staying home, you're probably going to choose the parent that makes less, and more often than not, that's going to be the woman. So women are challenged with childcare more than men are, which is one of the reasons that you're seeing them leave the workplace and not be able to take those larger positions.
What's a trend line right now when it comes to women in leadership roles?
It's going up. Obviously, you're seeing more and more women in CEO positions, in boardrooms, but we need more. We still only have 86 women being promoted for every 100 men being promoted. So there's improvement to be made, and that also goes for pay. Equity in pay is still not there, and we're a long way from being there.
Okay, so even for women who are in these senior positions, making more money for the company, they are getting paid less than men. And we saw this last week, with this actually being, driven to the forefront. How can someone find out if they are getting paid less for the same work, and how do they go about fixing that?
Sunshine is the best disinfectant. So I would urge organizations to be more transparent about their wages, but also ask your peer. The reason that we don't share about our salaries is because our organization leaders tell us not to. But that allows organizations to make decisions that are really emotional knee-jerk reactions because they have the privacy of that confidentiality. And if we exposed wages, we would have a lot more equity in those wages. And I think that's a good thing for everyone.
All right, Dr. Kriegel, some good advice. Thank you so much for joining us. And for more career advice, check out Jessica's website. Her info is on the screen. We'll be right back.
Did you know taking Zysol at night relieves allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. Get 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. Be wise all, take Zysol at night.
Getting beautiful windows with Pella is easy.
And we were confident because Pella offers the Pella Care Guarantee, which covers the product and installation. They perform over 7,000 quality checks in the typical hour.
They really take pride in what they do.
Like us.